What's good, YouTube? It is your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Sports TV, and I am back with another video. This video, I'm here to break down this weekend's cruiserweight title fight between undisputed kingpin of the cruiserweight division, Oleksandr Usyk, taking on former WBC cruiserweight champion Tony Bellew. And let's get into some of the physical aspects of both fighters before I get into the tactical part of both guys. Usyk has a 1-inch height advantage. He's 6'3", Tony Bellew 6'2". The reach advantage also goes to Oleksandr Usyk, who has a 78-inch reach compared to Tony Bellew's 74-inch reach. And when you look at this fight on paper, you see a one-sided fight. Hell, Tony Bellew has come out and said that Oleksandr Usyk is better than him, but the better fighter doesn't always win. And to that point, that is indeed true. We've seen numerous of times in the past where the better fighter lost, whether it's by decision or being stopped for whatever reason. Stylistically, you had bad matchups, you had off nights, whatever. But make no mistake about it, Oleksandr Usyk is the superior fighter by far, going into this matchup. He has the superior resume. He has the amateur pedigree. He has the professional pedigree. And that's not to knock Tony Bellew, who's accomplished in his own right. He has Nathan Cleverly on his resume twice, splitting, 2 fights, 1-1. He has Adonis Stevenson, where he was knocked out in the 6th round. He has David Haye, who he fought twice. He has Edison Miranda, Isaac Chilemba. Those are some solid guys. But none of those guys, in my opinion, compare to the Breddises or the Marats, the Marat Garcias, the Marcos Bredis of the world that Usyk has been in the ring with. Usyk, I think, only has 14 fights. He's been dominant. He's been in there with, I want to say Michael Thompson, I think that's his name, a guy that gave him a tough fight. Usyk is an absolute beast of a fighter. He's also been in there with former, cruiserweight top dog Marco Huck, So I feel that everything points to an Usyk victory, whether it's by stoppage or dominant decision. But you can't count out Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew does some subtle things. He has some very good upper body movement. He can slip shots, he can roll them, and he can counter. He has some good pop. And this fight is going to be at cruiserweight. His last 2 fights took place at heavyweight when he was battling David Haye. In both of those fights, he got stoppages over Haye. But for him to be successful, we all know the old adage, time and beat speed any day of the week and twice on Sunday. I just kind of made that up. But we all know if you can time a speedster, that means you got your rhythm, you got the space, and like you said, you got the timing down. If he can time Usyk, counter him, and make him pay, he increases his chances to win this fight big time. Because Usyk, while ultra skilled, ultra talented, and is a phenomenal fighter, he does have his flaws. He's a southpaw. He's a bigger version of Vasyl Lomachenko, in my opinion. They both from Ukraine, very good friends, and you can definitely tell that they have very similar fighting styles. He's quick-handed, has tremendous footwork. He can pivot, turn, retreat. I mean, he can do it all. He's a phenomenal fighter. So for Bellew, he's going to have to make this an ugly, rugged, rough and tough battle. Make Usyk uncomfortable. He's going to have to be able to, 1, get that timing down. He's going to have to, 2, cut that ring off. He's shown the capabilities of, cutting the ring off in the past. But that was against David Haye, a guy who was 37 years old, injury prone, flat-footed, not fast on his feet like Usyk. So you got to keep that in mind when you say that Bellew can cut off the ring. But he can. he's going to have to make this an ugly inside fight. Because if you go back to Usyk's fight with Gassiev, he just dominated, man. Even when he was on the inside, he would tee off to the body, throwing those uppercuts, and boom, he would spin out real quick. He'll turn Gassiev. Or Gassiev, if you ever want to pronounce it like that. He would turn him all night long. And that had Gassiev fighting like he was stuck in the mud, or like he was just stuck in slow motion. That's how fast his hands are and his feet are. You know, he has a good jab. He's not a monstrous puncher, but he can punch. You know, he's very precise. He's very accurate, and he's very active, and he's very confident. And he's going to be fighting a guy that's naturally smaller than him. It doesn't matter how well Tony Bellew has got accustomed to cruiserweight, you know, he's still a smaller guy. He is not as athletic as Usyk, and he's just not as God gifted in the skills department. But he has a puncher's chance. He has a 61% KO ratio. In his 30 fights, he has 2 losses. 20 of those victories come by way of stoppage. So the power is there. You know, he was able to stop David Haye, who I think prior to that was only stopped once. And that was at cruiserweight. And this guy went the distance with Vladimir Klitschko, whether he ran or came to survive or whatever. He still went 12 rounds with the then heavyweight champion of the world at the time. So, I mean, that's something you could take away from whatever. But with all that being said, man, I think that Bellew is going to have his moments. He may clip Usyk, you know, shake him up, hurt him, and maybe drop him. But the skill discrepancy between these two is just too big, in my opinion. I think that Usyk knows this is too big of a fight to blow. You know, this is assuming this is going to be his final fight at cruiserweight before he embarks on his heavyweight journey, where he joined the ranks of Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Luis Ortiz, Tyson Fury, and the list goes on. I think that he's going to be too fast, too sharp, too quick, too powerful, too crafty for Bellew, who's going to give it his all. He's going to try to make it a dogfight, going to try to make it ugly, get him out of his comfort zone and make him abandon his game plan. But I think that Usyk, man, he's just a phenomenal fighter, and I expect him to win a wide unanimous decision victory. Not ruling out a knockout, but I think this is going to go the distance. I think Tony Bellew has a lot of pride. I think his chin is going to withstand, you know, Usyk, and I think he's going to see the final bell, man. Oleksandr Usyk, unanimous decision, defends all 4 of his cruiserweight titles, and he continues his climb up the pound-for-pound ranks, man. Like this video, drop your comments in the comment section down below, giving me your thoughts on this prediction, this breakdown. Shout out to the movement and everybody that is moving with us. Be sure to check out 3kingsboxing.com for your latest and greatest updated, unfiltered, and unbiased boxing news and information reported the way it should be. Until next time, I am out. Peace.